Hi, Trevor here, reflecting on life through music. Thank you for stopping by. Well, I trust you enjoyed my last movie on an iconic movie from 1978, Grease, with Danny, Sandy and their friends from Rydell High. And this is a bit of a start of a bit of a tribute to Olivia Newton-John, who unfortunately left us on the 8th of August 2022 at the age of 73. So we looked at Grease last time. Of course, she became a household name after that movie. But she did well and truly establishing a career before that. So I'm going to go a little bit more on to Olivia Newton-John herself today. She was actually born in the UK in Cambridge in 1948. But around the age of 6, she moved to Melbourne in 1954. In fact, the early school that she went to, Daryl Braithwaite, was also part of that school, and he went on to become the iconic frontman for Sherbet and also Australian music royalty. So she was kind of travelling in pretty good circles. Olivia's first single was released in 1966, so she's been doing this thing for a long, long time. There was a duo, Pat and Olivia, that were formed, and they did a bit of European singing and touring. And so she was really and truly establishing herself not just in Australia but also in the world at this point. Olivia released her first album in 1971. Now, what I've actually got, I've got a stack of clips here today. So, as I've done with a few of late, can I suggest you just bring up this video again? Look at the links in the description below, and as I go through, you can either choose to actually play them as I talk about them, or you can do them all at the end, or just choose what you want to do. It's totally up to you, of course. One of the first songs I first heard Olivia Newton-John sing was Let Me Be There in the Morning. And it's just a beautiful song about togetherness and like actually being there in the morning. Let's face it, we know what that actually means. This came off the album of the same name in 1973. So I love this song actually. Let me be there in the morning. Now, of course, at this point, Olivia was more into a bit more of a country twang to her at this point. Sweet and innocence, very much what the Sandy character, the character in Grease was all about. But we know that certainly at the end of that movie, she certainly became a lot different. But so she had very much a country flavour to her music back at the start. So I've got a live version of Let Me Be There for you in the description below. In 1974, she represented England in the Eurovision Song Contest with the song Long Live Love. Now I'll let you look that one up if you would like. In 1974, out came probably one of her signature tunes, and this is the song that I've named this video after. I Love You. I honestly love you. Now, all you need to do is just have the beautiful Olivia John image on stage, those stunning eyes that she's got, that beautiful shade face she's got, the beautiful nature she's got, just everything. And to hear the words, I honestly love you, you just melt. This is the thing we love about Olivia Newton-John, was the fact that she just had this beauty about her and enabled her to sneak into her innermost being without really trying it at all. This is why when she died on the 8th of August, it was such a loss to the world, because the world really, really did love this girl. They really, really did. And so I Love You, I Honestly Love You is one of those signature tunes of hers. Now, it was around the 1980s that she was changing her image to be Let's Get Physical. We'll get onto that in a little bit, but I've got a live version of I Honestly Love You from that time of her career. So it's not the Let Me Be There kind of era. It's the physical era. You got the headband going on and the whole thing. But when she sings this song, it doesn't matter. It's just absolutely beautiful. So I thought just to shake it up a bit, I'd have a version of I Honestly Love You a bit later in her career. 1974 came out If You Love Me, Let Me Know. If You Don't, Let Me Go. I can't take my life without you in it. Such beautiful lyrics. Looking for honesty in relationships here. This is what it is all about. And so I've got a live version of that one from the album of the same name. And so it's a live version of that one. We then go to 1975, and Have You Ever Been Mellow is another one of her songs that people just hang out to hear. Again, earlier in her career. Talking about Have You Ever Been Mellow, it's kind of like, have you ever been a bit sad? And, I've got this singing this song because I'm feeling a bit sad too. Let's all feel a little bit sad together. And the great thing about about Olivia Newton-John is she seemed to be so available to her audience. And through the songs that she chose, carefully chosen song, she just really resonated with her audience. And you say, yeah, I've been mellow. I kind of know what it feels to be mellow. And yeah, so just kind of, you don't feel quite so alone when you hear songs like this one. Got a live version of that one from 2006. So a little bit later on in her career, but she certainly was not stopping in her career. She did all sorts of things, and she certainly, whenever she got on stage, people just responded to her in such a beautiful, beautiful way, right up to the end, pretty much. Now, Olivia Newton-John was known for her collaborations as well, and certainly when she died, there were tributes from all over the place. Obviously, John Travolta was one, Barry Gibb was another, just another. Electric Light Orchestra is another one. We'll get onto that one in a minute. There were quite a few people that paid tribute to this girl because she was loved worldwide. Well, of course, John Denver, 1975. There wasn't a guy much bigger than this in the 1970s. He had this very much country, incredible voice, incredible look, incredible guitar playing, just the whole thing, incredible songwriter. And when he sang Fly Away, which needed that beautiful melodic female voice in it, he chose Olivia to do that one. So we've got a TV clip of Fly Away for you. Now, of course, even though we have talked about Greece, we need to talk about it again just a little bit. 1978, what can we say? John Travolta. No, Carrie Fisher didn't get this gig. It was Olivia Newton-John that got the role of Sandy. I think to John Travolta's pleading and begging that she'd get this role. So she played the role of Sandy. Now, in the last video, I did do a couple of the classic Olivia songs, including, Hopeless Devoted to You and You're the One That I Want. Well, I thought we'd just do a little bit of acting, because the thing about Olivia, she could also act a little bit. Now, she hadn't acted much before Grease, but she did this role really, really well. And here we've got the iconic slumber party scene where the girls are talking about anything and everything and all the rest of it. And Olivia, who was a bit naive and a bit innocent, was getting thrown around people that were a bit more rough and tumble. So I thought I'd put in a bit of a clip of Olivia Newton-John and the slumber party from Grease. So she'd established her acting chops a little bit, and along in 1980 came out the movie Xanadu. Now, I looked at Xanadu a little while back when I did the Electric Light Orchestra series. I won't go into that one now. If you want to go back and have a look at that one, just go to E in my playlist and you'll see it. But of course, in 1980, Electric Light Orchestra, Jeff Lynne, the genius there, wrote this incredible song, Xanadu, and according to him, it's his most favourite song he's ever written. Something about the chord progressions in it. And then when he actually sings live, he actually does this song as well. Of course, Olivia Newton-John was the perfect role for the muse in Xanadu. And of course, this song is well loved around the world, and it was ELO, a #1 hit for ELO and for Olivia Newton-John. That particular soundtrack sold lots and lots and lots and lots of copies. And so, we've had a pretty high seller in Greece, pretty high seller in Xanadu as well. I found this pretty amazing version of her doing this song live at the Sydney Mardi Gras. I tell you what, the thing about Xanadu movie was there was just so much going on, roller skating and tightrope walking and everything. And so what the Mardi Gras have actually done here, they've actually brought that back, and they've actually got a pretty amazing live version of Olivia Newton-John doing Xanadu. Now, of course, there is, now that we're here, now that you'll hear that bit at the end, which we all kind of hang out for because it's got that really, really amazing note at the end. Of course, we need just to state at this point how amazing Olivia Newton-John's voice actually was. Oh my goodness, she had an incredible range, incredible tonal quality, just beauty, the whole thing. She had just that beautiful, silky, smooth, lyrical, stunning voice. Of course, you need to be able to dance as well, which she can actually do quite well. So I've got, and speaking of dancing, I thought, first of all, I've got that clip, that live version of Xanadu, and I've also got a clip from the movie where she's dancing with the iconic Gene Kelly. This is a bit of a nice scene in the movie where Gene's character is just reflecting back to the 1940s and the place that he had, the concert place that he had, and going back with memories. Of course, the muse, Olivia's character, was there, and so he was remembering that place with fondness. So it's good to see Olivia Newton-John doing her dancing with an absolute dancing legend. So it's great to see her in that particular role. And as I mentioned, in the 1980s, Olivia Newton-John went for a new image. She wasn't so much into the sweet, innocent image. She went really quite the opposite direction. Let's get physical. So this was very much a departure for Olivia Newton-John. But when you think about the clip, though, the great thing about it is it's not what you think it is. And this is like one of the clips of the 1980s. In fact, this is one of the Aussie albums from the 1980s. This album sold around 27 million copies. In fact, the song Physical has been denoted one of the songs of the decades. And of course, around that time, Olivia Newton-John did the Totally Hot World Tour. And so that enabled her to, I suppose, reinvent herself, recreate herself, and to catapult herself into the 1980s. So we've got the official clip of that one below. Now, it was around 1988 that she started the Aussie retail chain in the US at Koala Blue. This is where you can buy anything Aussie, from Vegemite to Violet Crumbles to all the rest of the stuff that you can buy in Australia. Olivia Newton-John, even though she spent a lot of her time overseas, her heart was well and truly in Australia. And she thought, well, let's actually create a bit of a retail chain in the US with Koala Blue. So that was around for a little while. So between 1971 and I've also got another video actually too. The main event, this was a concert tour in Australia, which was the iconic John Farnham. Of course, Olivia and John were the best of friends. Anthony Waller, of course, was Phantom of the Opera, the Phantom and Phantom of the Opera in Australia. 1998, they had the main event. Now I've got an incredible live version of the three of these singing the iconic You're the Voice. So, if you get chosen to sing You're the Voice with John Farnham, you'd know you've actually made it. And to see Olivia singing that one with these guys, incredible three-part harmony going on, the whole thing. So I've got a live version of You're the Voice for you there. So Olivia Newton-John's music career between 1971 and 2016, there were 26 studio albums. That's quite a few, really. How long is that career too? 6 live albums, 14 compilation albums, 70 singles, and 6 soundtracks. Obviously, Xanadu and Grease are 2 of those. Estimated to be sold around 100 million albums. There was also 62 music videos, and so it's pretty amazing to see that she had a lot of output. That is for sure. Some of the awards that she's received, IBE in the 1979 Order of British Empire. She's got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. 1981, she was a Goodwill Ambassador for the United Nations. She's been a humanitarian, received a humanitarian award for Red Cross. Because the great thing about Olivia Newton-John, apart from all the music and acting that she's done, is she's given her name to so many humanitarian causes, and so the Red Cross has acknowledged that. ARIA inducted her into the Hollywood not the Hollywood. ARIA inducted her into the Hall of Fame, ARIA as Australian Record Industry Association. She's been denoted as a National Living Treasure. She's received the honorary doctorate from the La Trobe University. She's been acknowledged by the Academy of Country Music. She's received 10 American Music Awards, 4 Grammy Awards from 10 nominations. And so there we go. And a few of those Grammys were right at the beginning of her career as well. So this girl well and truly hit the ground running. Now, we also know Olivia's battled with breast cancer. In fact, she battled it 3 times. And it's because of that. She could have just said, well, I'm just going to get over this thing. But she established the Olivia Newton-John Breast Cancer Research Foundation. Now, that's actually still going, and there certainly was comment from the CEO of that institute when Olivia died, just thanking her for the amazing difference she's made in breast cancer in the world. This is a beautiful thing about Olivia Newton-John. She just didn't talk the talk, she walked the walk, and this is what endeared the world to her. She was pretty incredible as an artist, but it's what she did as well as that, the humanitarian causes, all those accolades she's received, the entrepreneurial spirit she had through Koala Blue, that she was just an all-rounder, Olivia Newton-John, really. And it was really, really quite sad when she left us just recently. So, and so this is this little guy in Adelaide, just taking a step back. And I suppose I was born in 1965, so I've seen Olivia Newton-John through most of her career. And every time she does something, it's pretty cool. I had to get the Xanadu DVD myself just recently, just as a tribute to her. It's a double whammy for me because ELO and Olivia are both in that DVD, so it's pretty good to have that one in my collection. And to see her singing Xanadu this way that she does, for me, that's one of her standout performances right there. So, if any of the Olivia Newton-John family are watching, first of all, I'm sorry for your loss, really, and man, we are all feeling it. We really are. You guys well and truly. I suppose all I can say is hold on to the memories of her. She would want us to hold on to her memories, her legacy, her amazing way that she changed the world. Feel the sadness for sure. But also feel the celebration of life that Olivia Newton-John, and we walk forward with this stuff in a way that's light. So for those who have been particularly touched by the Olivia Newton-John death, may this video just help us all a little bit today. Now, I haven't did this video right when she died, because sometimes we need to reflect a little bit on what difference she actually made. And so that's why we've had this video just a little bit later. So the links to all of those songs are in the description below. You might have been clicking on them. If you haven't, feel free to click on any of the ones you want. They're all pretty good. So, if you want to see her in all stages of her career, well, they're there for you. Well, that's it for today. But as we said, the Olivia Newton-John story is not over. She's left a legacy for us all to reflect on and ponder on going forward in our own lives. But we're going to go from there to another Australian icon that died recently, Judith Durham, and of course, the Seekers. So that's where we're going next. So until then, I'll catch you around. Bye for now.